Here we are, week number 4 at Summit High School for this big matchup against two Williamson County teams, the Nolensville Knights and the Summit Spartans. Michael Williams alongside Parker Hazard as we are set for the opening kickoff, and Nolensville kicks it down to about the 25-yard line where Summit will take over 1st and 10. Take us away, Parker. Tell us our homework. What do we need to know?
Well, first and foremost, good being here again with you, Michael. Here at a nice, windy, humid Tennessee football evening. I will say two newer Williamson County's programs going at it tonight. Two similar offense, run heavy on both sides, and we are going to be looking at to see how the defense of both teams can manage the run power of both offenses and keep everybody fresh and see how the depth works out this evening.
So 1st and 10 for the Spartans at the 24-yard line. Destin Wade, the 9th grader, number 1 there. You see the pitch out to number 23. That is Adamegwu, George Adamegwu. They'll call him G.O. for the night. He picks up a slight gain. Might even have lost a yard on the play. Brings up 2nd down and 10.
Yeah, it looks like the senior linebacker, Jack McWilliams, in there to stop him in the backfield. George not able to get his foot down to plant and redirect upfield. So far, so good for the Nolensville defense, rather.
You're going to have to keep an eye on these numbers out here. Nolensville in all white, and their numbers are silver. So my 50-something-year-old eyes are not accustomed to.
I was going to say your eagle eye next to you here might have some trouble too. Well, we'll see how tonight goes.
So a loss of 2 on the play. 2nd down, 12. They give inside to number 31. That's Jolly. He's got a little bit of room on the outside, a lot of room on the outside, and finds some daylight. And will be taken down as he crosses the 35-yard line.
We see you, big fella.
Nice pickup. Switches the field down to about the 27-yard line, or call it the 31 rather.
You know, Michael, Christian Jolly is one of those guys that Coach Brian Coleman over at the Summit side is talking about, plays dual, both sides of the football, linebacker and one of the running back by committee guys. Just another threat that this wing T offensive Summit has to offer.
So Jolly gets the Spartans down to the 31. Adamegwu again, finding very little daylight. Or that was Weldon, my fault. Davis.
As we look here for the Nolensville defensive starters, we have Reeder, Rickett, Larkin, State School, Ware, and Rigsby. Wes Miller in and out the linebackers here, and Kutris, Anderson, Jones, and McWilliams rounding off the secondary for the Knights this evening.
You can probably see the storms that we see on your TV screen. Those are to the east of us and haven't really affected us, save the wind that's been blowing up here. The fellas tried to get the tarp over us just in case, and they did a great job. 2nd down and 12. The pitch to number 23, again, Adamegwu. And I believe that one falls incomplete. Brings up 3rd down.
As you mentioned earlier, Michael, this freshman quarterback, Destin Wade, a big, as close to a dual threat as you can get, just on paper, on the field. With that rollout there, shows a good read on the pass run option, and just not able to connect with Adamegwu, maybe trying to run before he caught the ball. See what they draw up for 3rd and long here.
3rd down and 12 from the 33. Again, the inside give. That one goes to Weldon off the wing T formation, kind of the old-fashioned switcheroo there. And Nolensville not having any of it.
Yeah, that double give there with Nolensville showing 8 in the box on that last play. In the face of Adamegwu and Weldon, lucky to get that that handoff off. As we see Paul Derrick, first-year head coach of Nolensville, filling in the shoes, as they say, but not really. And he's done a good job so far.
So Summit rolling the bones here on 4th and 16 from the 36-yard line. Here's Wade back in a deep shotgun. He's got 3 receivers to his right. He'll go ahead and pooch it.
Oh, no.
And going to fall dead at about the 31. So not a whole lot of switching of the field right there. Nolensville will take over 1st and 10 from the 31-yard line.
So as Paul Derrick's offense steps onto the field tonight, we're going to be looking at Colton Dooley, the running back for Nolensville. Has had a very big year, 386 yards and 10 touchdowns so far. Downhill runner. If you don't tackle him low, he will run you over. And Brian Coleman over at the Summit side is aware of that. We'll see how that works out tonight.
Dooley, number 15, the pass is intended for him and falls short. It brings up 2nd down and 10.
The sophomore quarterback Ryder Gallardi there, a little trigger happy, getting the first drive jitters away from him real quick.
So both of these teams coming into the game 2-1. We saw Summit a couple of weeks ago with their loss to Independence, and then Nolensville had a heartbreaking loss to Page, but not so bad so far on this early in the year. See another incomplete pass, that time from Wharton. Or no, I'm sorry, that is Giardi, or Gallardi.
Yeah, the sophomore Gallardi's kind of filling in the shoes of Wharton, the senior. A little undisclosed injury he has. He's week to week, as Coach Derrick has said. And so far, Gallardi has filled in the shoes properly, kind of finding himself here in a little bit of a hole, 3rd and long.
So 3rd down and 10. We have a whistle before the action starts. Looks like I bet we have an equipment issue as the referee sends off Wesley Jones there, number 1. Blows it back up, and we're ready for action again. So 3 receivers right, 1 to the left, looking to go deep. Summit having none of it. As Braden Stern comes in for the quarterback sack.
Looked like Stem was untouched on the left edge, Michael, and the offensive line of Nolensville was not ready for that for the blitz. They're on a for sure passing situation. Good play call defensively for the Spartans.
So Myers set to receive for Summit, standing just inside his 45-yard line. No score here, 8:11 to go here in the first quarter. Nolensville set to punt it away. Nice kick.
Good looking punt.
Drives Myers back, and he's going to be slowed up and finally shoved out of bounds at about the 46-yard line. And Summit will take over 1st and 10.
Good looking punt there by the senior Ethan Shanklin. As we see here, nice spiral end over ender, and decent coverage for the Knights, not letting the returner Myers get too far. We'll see how drive number 2 turns out for the Spartans.
So here's Summit, had a nice long run that first series. Wade again right under center this time. The give to Odomegwu. Thought he found a little daylight, but Nolensville closes the door on him. Pickup of about 5, he crosses the 50-yard line.
It's a good little solid 1st down run by George. Good little crease by the offensive line that was made for him. And Colby Anderson, senior defensive back for the Knights, able to stop him after the 6-yard gain.
So a 6-yard pickup for Gio and for Summit. Into Nolensville territory. Again under center is Wade. Give to number 15. Again, that is Myers. And Myers up close to the 1st down as he moves the big pile of people up to about the 44-yard line.
Good strong run there by Myers. Just another proof of the running back by committee that Coach Coleman and his wing T offense for the Spartans have, and always keeping defenses guessing. As we see here, they're interchanging personnel coming in and out, and just going to be the matter of how Nolensville decides to play it, load up the box or try to play man up. We'll see how they do it here.
So Summit with a 1st and 10 from the 43-yard line of Nolensville. The pitch out to Gio. He cuts inside, finds a nice seam, and he will be gone. A 43-yard touchdown for George Odomegwu.
You know, Michael, I mentioned it a few weeks ago at Independence. But George Odumegwu has that first step cut, kind of like Le'Veon Bell for the Steelers in the NFL. He just showed it off right there as he got that good block by the fullback in the backfield, made that cut, and was able to just spurt into the secondary, into the end zone for a great score, quick score for the Spartans.
There you see him coming off the field there. And Summit tanks
like a fake.
Tanks the snap there and in for the score. The conversion is Myers, who was the holder.
Wow.
I don't know if that was by design or if they messed up the snap.
Whatever it was, it made it look like it was on purpose. It looked like Meyer kind of like set the ball down. Maybe it might have been a fumbled snap. I don't know, but they made it work, and he was able to reach the end zone for the 2 points.
So instead of 7-0, we've got 8-0 to begin the game. As you see the Spartans coming off. Here's our replay.
Like I said before, that first step, great block up front by the guard, and Odumegwu is able to just outrun the secondary. Nothing but green grass in front of him. Great team play and great individual effort by Odumegwu as well, just showing off the wills and the vision and patience to wait for those holes to open up and reach the end zone.
So a great cut by Odumegwu. Springs open the door, and he's able to scoot 43 yards for the first score of the game. Summit set to kick it away now. 6:36 to go here in the first. Summit able to land a couple of haymakers against Independence last week, or a couple of weeks ago when we saw them. Summit a 5A squad. Nolensville a 4A squad. So not a region game between these two, but again, Nolensville the newest county high school. Summit, I guess, the second newest county high school.
Exactly. I was going to say they're just right behind Nolensville. And, you know, like the coaches said earlier today that, you know, all these teams, you know, Nolensville, Independence, Summit, Centennial, these guys know each other. You know, they grew up together, grew up playing Pop Warner, Pee Wee football together. And it's just, whether they're in the same region or not, in its own way, it is a rivalry matchup. You know, these guys talk all week about it. And it's just great for the students, great for the players to be excited for it. And, like I said earlier, I'm just excited to watch a good game.
So Summit kicking off to Nolensville after the 43-yard Odumegwu score, and they'll take it up to about the 30-yard line, where Nolensville will take over 1st and 10.
So we'll see here for the Knights if Gallardi, the sophomore quarterback, can kind of put away those first drive woes and get his team moving downfield. Would love to see Colton Dooley running downhill like he has done all season so far and put a test to the front 7 of the Spartans defense. We'll see what they draw up here.
Well, as it's gotten darker, the silver numbers of Nolensville have gotten, for me at least, nearly impossible to see. So I'll do my best.
I'm going to do my best helping you as well.
So 1st and 10, pass out to number 15, number 20, let me see, can't see him.
Looks like it was number 13 there for the Knights, Zach Campbell, senior wide receiver.
So Campbell's got the first down for Nolensville.
All
crosses the 50-yard line up to the 47-yard line.
All 5'8", 145 pounds of him. As you see here, he kind of stutter steps, gets the defender to bite, and able to show the wheels on the sideline as Nafis Weldon was not able to contain him.
1st and 10 for Nolensville. As Dooley runs into a pile of blue shirts and is knocked back to the 50-yard line. Loss of a couple of yards on the play.
And Jalen Perud and Christian Jolly in the lead of committee of tacklers for the Spartans. Jolly is one of the defensive quarterbacks, if you will, for the Spartans, and I'm sure we'll be calling his name a bunch tonight.
So 2nd down and 12 for Nolensville from the 50-yard line. Inside to Dooley, finds a little daylight and is finally cut down as he crosses the 45, a pickup of maybe 4 yards.
It was a good job by the Spartans defense to contain the middle. Dooley's more of a downhill threat, downhill runner, looking in between the tackles, and was forced to march it outside. And great job by Weldon and the Spartan defense to contain him only for short yardage.
Saw big Ethan Michelson there, lost a helmet. He'll have to go off. Ethan Michelson listed at 6'4", 300 pounds.
It's a good-sized boy.
That is a big boy. So 3rd down and 7 for Nolensville. Just inside the 45-yard line. Jones in motion now. Looking to throw and snagged out of the air. Fumble on the play and able to recover is Nolensville. Can't see who made the catch there.
Looks like that was Zach Campbell again, number 13.
Again.
See on the play here, I want to say that was Weldon, number 5 for the Spartans defense, hawking that ball out of his arms. We'll see a good throw by Gallardi. Great catch, able to snag it out of the air by number 13 there, and I apologize, that was Christian Jolly. Number 31 able to knock the ball loose, but the Knights able to regain possession.
So pickup of a 1st down there. Again, outside, and plenty of daylight for number, I think that's 31. Help me out there. Can't quite see the number. You get, our audience will have to forgive me.
It's too far for me.
That is number 80, Tim Stayscow, the 6'3", 205-pound senior.
Yeah, be looking for him on the defensive side of the ball in the outside linebacker position. I remember him last year, big defensive moments, and he shows off his wheels and power there on that last play.
Inside the 10, and here's Dooley again, number 15, Colton Dooley, inside the 5-yard line.
Just showing off his power right there, or the entire defensive front 7. Not even able to put him to the ground, but able to stop the forward motion. Looked like to be a positive yardage gain there. See what the red zone offense of the Knights have to offer for the Summit defense.
So 2nd and goal now for the Knights. Quick pass out to the flat, and nothing doing, says Summit. And something doing now as a little too rough for Summit, and the flag comes in, so that'll be half the distance.
As you see here, I mean, it was great coverage on Campbell of the Knights, and Szymanski, the first guy to meet him. As we see here, the forward progress is finished. As the whistles blow, looks like Szymanski had a little bit more to say, and that's going to cost the Spartans and a fresh set of downs for the Knights here in the red zone.
So there you see the personal foul. Dooley now set in the backfield. Number 15, under center. He gets the call, and Dooley runs again into a pile of people, and quarterback signaling touchdown.
I don't know, Michael.
And the referees come in and say, no, not quite.
Number 15, Dooley met at the line of scrimmage. The ball comes out. He's ruled down. 3rd down and goal.
And my mistake on that last play, they actually left it at 3rd down. So, crunch time here for the Knights offense inside the 2-yard line.
So 4th down and 2. Inside to Dooley again. Cut down right at the line, and that one is no doubt he did not get in.
Great push up front by number 34, Max Meeker. Inside linebacker for the Spartans. Able to stuff him cold. Dooley there right at the line of scrimmage. Turnover on downs. Great defensive stand by the Spartans after shooting themselves in the foot with that personal foul penalty.
So how much confidence does that give Summit's defense to be able to stifle Nolensville right there on the goal line? But bad news is they've got to take over from their own goal line.
Well, it's got to be a ton. I mean, everyone's talking about Colton Dooley, and they have stopped him for, I mean, less than 20 yards almost so far this game, and beat him at his own at his own game there on the power run. Like you said, see what they can do on their own goal line.
So thinking short goal line situation, and Summit just tries to buy themselves a couple of feet.
Smart play.
A flag comes in late.
I don't know where that would have come from. Maybe just an extra, a late dive into the pile maybe.
And we do have a personal foul face mask against Nolensville, and that's enormous. right there from the shadows of your own goalpost. And now Summit has something to work with as the ball is moved outside the 15-yard line to the 17. And a new fresh set of downs, 1st and 10 for the Spartans.
That's the last thing you want to see if you're the Knights. Turnover on downs, but having a positive, having your opponent that close to the goal line and then just open the door wide open and giving them extra 15 yards.
So 1st and 10 from the 17. The give is to number 7, that's Wade, across the 20. So pickup of maybe 3. Depends on where they spot the ball.
Yeah, it's tough to see from this angle, but it looked like good containment by the Knights.
Call it a pickup of 2, just inside the 20-yard line. Brings up 2nd down and 8 for Summit. As we tick under a minute and a half to go here in the first quarter. Second and 8 for the Spartans. The give to Odomegwu. And another flag comes in. Odomegwu is going to be dropped at the 20-yard line. Some more extracurriculars there.
Wow.
Be careful, fellas. We've had a couple of these already tonight.
Yeah, definitely looked like a hold in the backfield. Saw that happening right after the snap. Still good defensive play by the Knights. Holding Gio there for minimum gain. So far, we're looking at the story of feet being shot by both teams, if you will. And I know previous year and so far this year, that's a big thing that Coach Coleman and the Spartans have been trying to work on. And with what the Knights are capable of on offense, cannot give them second chances or third.
So 2nd down, 18. Summit finds themselves back where they were to start this drive. Here's Odomegwu again.
Good cut.
Finds a little daylight, and he's swarmed under by white jerseys as he makes it to the 10-yard line.
I think that was number 59, Game Ballman. 5'10", 215-pound junior there, leading the tackle. Great push up front. Spartans got a long way to go inside their 10-yard line. Big defensive play for the Knights.
3rd and 18 as we tick to 30 seconds to go here in the first quarter. Want to find Odomegwu. Here's Wade. He'll take off with it. Finds a little daylight, crosses the 20-yard line, but it won't be enough for a first down. And that will likely take us to the end of the first quarter.
Right there, that showed the run-pass option that the freshman Wade has to offer for the Spartans offense. Good job by Nolensville not biting, and good coverage downfield on the receivers and able to stop Wade on that 3rd down. And knowing Coach Coleman and the Spartans not afraid to roll the dice. We don't know how their kicking situation is, so we'll see what they decide to do.
So there you see the end of our first quarter score. Summit 8, Nolensville nothing. Youngsters from both Bethesda Middle School and Thompson Station Middle School here tonight.
Yeah, they were able to welcome the Spartans onto the field. Little line there from the end zone, the north end zone. It's pretty cool to see. As we were mentioning earlier, Michael, both these teams 2-1, 1-0 in their respective regions. Last week, Nolensville beat Spring Hill pretty handedly, 41-6. And that's Team Spring Hill that a lot of people in the county and the region were looking to have another positive year. But so far, with a loss to both of these teams, Summit and Nolensville, pretty little dance moves there on the field around the 20-yard line. But both teams are coming off of big wins. Summit against White County, their first region win, 48-0. Coach Coleman mentioned that was that game happened in perfect timing after a a tough loss to Independence a couple weeks ago, Michael. Grueling game, lots of injuries, lots of cramps with that humidity happening, and just a good team win for them. And for Nolensville, coming off a 38-35 loss to Page 2 weeks ago, a game that they led pretty handily going into the half, and were not able to hold on to that lead, and that's the storyline of this game for Nolensville, to stay in the game and to keep pushing. And so far they find themselves down early, but good field position to come.
So 4th down and 15. Summit set to kick it away. I believe that's Dooley standing inside his 50-yard line, not Dooley. Can't
Honestly,
see who
not
that
able to see the number. Looks like number 8.
So that was Killian Casey. Nevertheless, he didn't have the opportunity to return it. And Nolensville takes over their own 47-yard line, 1st and 10. Just starting the second quarter here at Summit High School for this 4th, can you believe it, 4th WCTV game of the week already.
It's like this season's gone by so fast, Michael, and it's been a great and entertaining season so far. Great for the county, and so far, great for these two teams that we're watching tonight.
So Nolensville 1st and 10 from the 47-yard line.
Got a little dual running back set in the backfield with Gallardi.
That give inside to Dooley again, finds a bit of green and crosses the 45 up to about the 42, and will have the 1st down.
Finally able to see Dooley go to work. Good blocking up front, good cut by him as well. And the defender to meet him was Naphis Weldon again, senior defensive back. Said his name already quite a bit. Good start to this 3rd drive for the Knights.
So 1st and 10 for Nolensville from the Summit 41-yard line. That give inside to Dooley and nothing doing. Number 2, that was Kiston Arnold breaking through the line and stopping Dooley for the loss.
Great play by the junior, just shucking his blocker and getting in the backfield, stopping Nolensville there on that 1st down. Sorry, I couldn't get Colton Dooley's name out of my mouth.
Welcome to my world. 2nd down and 10 now. Back to pass. Inside and nothing doing for Wesley Jones, number 1. As Summit able to close the door right there at the 44-yard line.
It looked like Gallardi was looking for the misdirection, trying to pull the defense of Summit to the right. And look at a little bubble screen on the right side. And Summit was waiting for it, keeping everybody in front of him, and not able to do much there on that 1st down play.
And the referees whistle up Jones again for an equipment issue, and they send him off the field again. And they'll blow it back up now. So whatever equipment issue that Jones is having, it remains an issue.
Looks like he needs to maybe switch helmets with somebody.
2nd down, 12 from the 44. Here's Nolensville. A fake inside
Good
to Dooley.
fake.
And a nice throw and catch. Can't quite see who the receiver is, and we're going to have another 15 yards.
Wow.
Summit showing a lack of discipline on defense now. That's the 2nd personal foul penalty they will draw on themselves.
Looks like that was Trey Hunter getting a little trigger happy with the hit, but great fake, had me fooled, and Gallardi showing off the great arm strength on the run. Again, not able to see the receiver on the play, but great throw and catch, and new set of downs for the Knights with even better field position.
Well, it happened way across the field, and again, apologies because the numbers for Nolensville are silver, and in the dark here, it's a little difficult to see. I think it's easier to see on the television screen. That give inside. Well, no, it wasn't. Another great fake, and this time into round number 1, I believe that's 13, Campbell, and he will scoot in from 10 yards out for Nolensville's first score of the game.
Showing the wheels off again was Zach Campbell. Another great read option there by Gallardi. Selling it with Dooley and able to pitch the ball at the last moment as he took a little bit of a hit from the linebacker, and Campbell did the rest. You know, going back to the numbers, though, Michael, I wonder why they do that. Do they not think about us when we're up here, those shiny numbers? You know.
I'm sure they look good walking down the hallway at school.
Absolutely.
So the PAT is up and good by Jenkins. And we've got an 8-7 score now, 9:39 to go here in the first half. We are without a monitor, so don't suppose we are getting a replay. However, a drive helped along by a big personal foul penalty by Summit. And Nolensville's on the board with a touchdown. 8-7 your new score.
Yeah, Colton Dooley there on the first couple plays was able to find some space and show off his ability from the running back position. And when that started not working, good play calling by the Knights offense and great quarterbacking by Gallardi, the sophomore, showing off the arm and the vision and good football IQ, able to march the Knights down the field. And that's a great response if you're the Knights, given that opportunity. And just keeping it close and trying to keep the game at their own pace.
So Rogers and Weldon set to receive for Summit. As Nolensville able to answer the 8-point score with a 7-point touchdown of their own.
Looks like we're getting the fellows off the field right now for a little bit of a weather delay. Skies did get dark pretty quickly, and that temperature kind of went down a little bit as well.
So, Brother Lance, looks like we're going to have a lightning delay here. And they're going to send the players back inside.
Hopefully here soon we can get our friend Mr. PA announcer to let us know the inside scoop on this. I'm sure it's just precautionary. Here we go.
So they don't like us to be within 12 to 15 miles away of a lightning strike, so we're going to shut things down for a while. When these sorts of things happen, we're not altogether clear what we're supposed to do in these situations other than just kind of ride the storm out.
Good pun there, Michael.
Thank you. Thank you very much. PA man's telling us 8:06. You'll see this on delay Saturday and Sunday, so 8:06 on a Friday night. Our time now, 7:35, so we're looking at about a half an hour delay. And take you to a break, and we'll try to be back hopefully after things are safe for us to be up here on the press box. So stay with us. WCTV Game of the Week. Your score here at our break, Summit 8 and Nolensville 7 with 9:39 to go here in the first half.
Feel free to head to the concession stand and get yourself something to eat now.
So back again to the WCTV Game of the Week. Had about a 45-minute weather delay. And we are back in the second quarter, 9:39 to play. Nolensville has just scored before we took off to the rain delay. Kicking off to Summit to start this second quarter.
Number 4, Zemanski fields to
Looks like
as number 4 Zemansky takes the short kickoff and up to the 32, 33 yard line, or make it the 36 rather.
Yeah, Michael, after that delay, humidity has definitely gone up a little bit, and showing there by Szymanski's return on that kickoff, a little bit slick out there on the grass.
So 1st and 10 for Summit from their own 36-yard line. Here's Wade, the give inside. That is Odemegwu, and he crosses the 40-yard line, pickup of about 4 yards.
So we'll see here how this break affected both of these teams. Hopefully they both stayed loose and moving, and like with that humidity, hopefully we don't get the cramp bug that we've seen so far this season.
There's your score, 8-7 Summit. Summit went on top early, had a blown PAT, but were able to capitalize and turn the blown PAT into a 2-point conversion. As the swing pass out to Odemegwu from Wade gets to about the 50-yard line, pickup of a 1st down for Summit. And the Spartans take over 1st and 10 from midfield.
Good hands by Odemegwu there, able to catch that low ball from Wade, showing off his wheels there as well.
There you see number 10, Hunter Rogers, coming into the game. He's a dangerous threat from his receiver position. Saw him a couple of weeks ago against Indy. So 1st and 10 now from the 49. They give that time to 31. That's Christian Jolly, the senior. Puts the ball to the 46-yard line. Pickup of 4 yards, 3 yards. Brings up 2nd down and 6.
We see the personnel change for the Summit Spartans. Definitely showing off that running back by committee, showing different looks for the defense of the Knights, kind of keeping them on their toes a little bit.
Here's Wade now, under center. We don't see this a great deal, but in this wing T formation, we do see it from Summit. Odemegwu again, met quickly by that Nolensville defense.
Looks like that was number 8 for the Knights, Tim Kutras, the 6'1" junior defensive back wide receiver duo threat there for the Knights.
So it brings up 3rd down and 5. You'll have to forgive us. Nolensville, despite their wonderful white uniforms, they have silver numbers on those uniforms, and it makes it kind of difficult in the dark to make them out. We'll do our best. 3 receivers left now for Wade. The pitch to Odemegwu. This is the play he scored on in the first quarter rather. And the Knights saying nothing doing that time.
Looks like he's short.
A little short of the 1st down as Parker Hazard picks that out, and he's exactly right. So the Spartans, will they kick it away? And looks like they're bringing the punt team on.
That's interesting. Even for Coach Coleman, this 4th and short, but trying to flip the field position, not wanting to give the Knights close to midfield position on their first drive after this break. So we'll see if they can get a good punt and pin them inside their own 10.
So the kick away takes a Spartan roll, but fielded by Nolensville and brings it up to about the 35-yard line. And Tim Kutras, the 11th grader, he'll bring it up for Nolensville. So we can't tell, sorry, audience, can't tell quite who number 13 is, the kicker for Summit, because he's not listed on our roster. But we'll see if we can get a name for you.
So if you're the Knights coming out on your first possession here after the break, got to have good momentum, good confidence in your defense there after a good stand, forcing the punt. See if they can get back on the board here.
So Nolensville 1st and 10 from the 24. Give to the right side. Dooley again getting a huge majority of the workload tonight as he takes it up close to the 30-yard line, a pickup of about 4 yards.
And so far that Spartans defense, Michael, is they've gotten their scouting report and on Dooley and executing it so far so good. Dooley only was able to get about the biggest run, about 15-yard breakout run earlier in the game. Kept him intact so far.
So 2nd down and 6. Give up the middle, and again, Dooley looks like, and he's close to the 35-yard line. Brought down almost to the 1st down. And he does have the 1st down, so the chains move. 1st and 10 for Nolensville from the 34.
Well, right on my cue, Dooley showing off that downhill power running style, able to drag Spartans defenders over that 1st down marker, getting a fresh set.
Here's Nolensville, 1st and 10. The offensive guys look to their sidelines to check out of their play. They'll check back in. 2 seconds on the play clock. They give inside to number 13. That's Campbell around the right side, and we've got a flag on the play. And we've got a Nolensville player slow to get up. See what the flag is all about.
Well, judging by the spot, yeah, it's going to be a low block there by the Knights.
So what was a semi-positive drive turns into a huge loss for Nolensville. Puts them back at their 19-yard line.
Yeah, so far the penalty bug is biting both teams. Going to have to stay a little bit more disciplined if they're wanting to, both teams rather, if they're wanting to get down the field and come away with the victory tonight.
So a long way to go for Nolensville now after the penalty. Dooley inside, the pass mishandled by Jones.
It was a good play idea by the Knights, but number 2 for the Spartans, I think that was Arnold, applying the pressure on Gallardi and causing the errant throw. Not able to do much there on that 1st and long. In a long time getting these plays in are the Knights.
So 2nd down, 24. 4:42 to go in the half. Back to pass of the Knights. Caught. Beautiful throw and catch.
There's our boy Campbell again.
And Zach Campbell, all 5'8", 145 pounds of him, able to pick up the huge 1st down up to the 48-yard line.
Great speed by Campbell on the seam route there in the slot position, able to split the secondaries, and a great dart throw by Gallardi, able to hit him in stride. And Campbell again showing off that speed. Remember last year against this Summit team, Campbell coming out of the half, Knights were down, and he was able to return a kickoff for a touchdown and showed off those wheels. As we see here, great throw and catch. Good concentration by Campbell to hold that in.
Not so much this time as Summit closes the door big time on Dooley. Nearly looked like half those blue shirts coming up behind the line of scrimmage.
And there once again was Kiston Arnold in on the play. We said his name a lot tonight. The junior defensive back. And he has, so far, he has 15, Darnold's number.
So number 11 right there, Ryder Gallardi. What a great quarterback name.
Sure
Give
is.
Inside. Well, no, he faked it. Beautiful fake, and he's got his receiver. Big gain after the 5-yard loss. Kutris, the receiver, the 11th grader.
Knights are starting to spread the ball out in their spread offense. Not necessarily going away from the run, but kind of producing what the Spartans defense is giving them. And so far, Gallardi is showing off that arm of his and accuracy and good job with these fakes, fooling us on all of them so far.
Absolutely. So 1st down and 10 from the Summit 35-yard line. Dooley inside, and somebody has a hold of his ankle, and he's dropped at the 35, so not much of a gain.
So the sophomore Jalen Herod there, able to come from his safety position and wrap up the ankles of Darnold. or excuse me, Dooley. I don't know why I said Darnold.
2nd down and 9, just inside the 35-yard line. Gallardi out to his receiver. He's got Jones, and Jones enough for the first down just outside the 20-yard line. And Nolensville on the move now, up to the 22, 1st and 10, 2:20 to go here in the first half.
And they are on the move indeed, as you said here as we look at the replay. The Spartans defense was given a cushion for the receivers, and the Knights were able to get Jones naked there on the flat and get the first down.
So the Knights in business now. This is Campbell on that right side, and he's dragged out of bounds, and I think we're going to get a horse collar tackle on Summit. So once again, Summit's defense showing a lack of discipline, as I think we're going to have a holding call back here on the offense, but personal foul on the defense. We'll see how this plays out.
Yeah, I'm not sure how they're gonna mark a personal foul versus a holding call. I don't know if they're gonna offset, but Mr. Official will let us know.
So a hold on Nolensville, like we said, like we predicted, and again the personal foul, the horse collar tackle, like we assumed for Summit. And again, those will cancel each other out, and we'll replay the down. So 1st and 10 from the 22. Here's Gallardi sending his man in motion. High snap. He's got to improvise, and taken down just short of the 20-yard line.
Took some punishment there on that, having to run off that high snap, and the defense of the Spartans were having nothing to do with that. So far on this drive, Michael, the no-huddle offense of the Knights and the healthy mix of run and pass are keeping the Spartans on their heels a little bit. With the motion in the backfield, and looks like a little bit of a schematic change for the Knights offense has happened to work for them so far in this drive.
2nd down and 9. 3 receivers right. Gallardi looks right. Got his man,
Nice
Dooley.
move.
And Dooley able to evade the first tackle and jump inside the 20-yard line.
It's going to be tackled by number 11. Jalen Hewitt on the tackle.
And refs will blow this up as we approach a minute to play, and Nolensville will take a timeout.
A minute 3 remaining, timeout on the field. A good time to let you know.
As I was mentioning earlier, Michael, the no-huddle offense of the Knights of Nolensville, not necessarily the quickest. You know, still snapping the ball with around 10, just under 10 seconds on the play clock, but not allowing the Spartans to juggle personnel in and out from the sidelines, and that has been a little bit of a bugaboo for that defense of keeping everybody fresh and also healthy, especially with about 6 of those defensive players also on the offensive side of the ball for the Spartans, something that Brian Coleman, coach of the Spartans, has had to deal with so far this season. And as we see, the Knights are ready to go after that short timeout. Driving here late in the first half. Would love to get some points on the board and potentially take the lead into the locker room.
So 1:03 to go. Here's Nolensville. 3rd down and 6 from the 18-yard line. Here's Gallardi again. Back to throw to the right side. Fade in the corner of the end zone, and that will be dropped incomplete.
Great defensive play by John Casey, cornerback, junior for the Spartans. Looked like the receiver for the Knights had his hand on the ball. Casey able to stick a paw in there and knock the ball loose. Looks like we're going to give the kicker special team field goal for the Knights a try.
Lining up for a 34-yard attempt.
So on the attempt is, we have the number, but we don't have the name.
So
Call it Luke Jenkins, and he's got a
Jenkins' kick is up.
great kick.
that will be good. So Nolensville will take a 2-point edge, 10-8 now.
52.6 56 seconds remaining here in the first half.
52 seconds remaining here in the first half.
And with 3 timeouts for the Spartans, that is a long time for them to be able to answer that field goal going into the half to hopefully retake the lead. We'll see what they decide to do offensively. We know they're a run-heavy offense, and the Knights do as well. Maybe they being the Spartans, decide to switch it up a little bit and let the freshman Destin Wade show off that arm of his that we saw a couple weeks ago at Independence, that pass and run threat option that he possesses.
So Rogers and Weldon set to receive back at about their 6-yard line for Summit. They've got 52 seconds to work with. Do the Spartans on offense. Nolensville set to kick it away.
And you know, Nolensville's yet to kick it deep. They've been doing a couple high pooches so far this game. With under a minute, we'll see what they decide to do as far as giving Summit field position.
Nolensville made like they were going to squib it out of the huddle. They go high right here. The Szymanski again, and looking for a little daylight, and going to be wrestled down inside the 30-yard line where Summit will take over 1st and 10. 48 seconds to go here in the first quarter, or in the second quarter rather.
Szymanski did a good job on that return, Michael. Not really getting a lot of blocking up front, being that he had about 3 Spartans behind him on that return, kind of using his feet, but finally Jeffrey Weisel, Jr. from the Knights, able to bring him down. And we'll see what the Spartans can do.
So 1st and 10 from the 30-yard line. And looked like Summit may have jumped right there, but no flags. Out to number 7, the intended receiver, Keaton Wade, but that flies over his outstretched hands. Will bring up 2nd down and 10.
Well, judging by that pass right there, Wade's definitely got the arm, just has to stay within himself and composed. He had a good healthy pocket by the offensive line that he was given. Just not able to find Wade there on the outside.
Couple of seconds tick away, so 39 seconds exactly remaining here in the second. Wade again, going to take this one himself. Finds a little daylight and save the shoestring tackle by the Nolensville defender. Wade had a big opening ahead of him, and Summit will use the opportunity to take a timeout. 31.9 seconds remaining. As you see Wade right there on the give.
Yeah, Wesley Jones was the last line of defense for the Knights, able to wrap up the ankles of Destin Wade. As we mentioned earlier, that run-pass threat that he has and possesses, showing it off there on a design QB run up the middle, and a good job by that smaller than normal offensive line of the Summit Spartans to open up for Wade, and able to stop the clock for the Chains, but with 3 timeouts, why not use one here? Just above 30 seconds left to go in the half. Knights looking like the secondary is going to play back a little, protect from the pass.
1st and 10 from the 41. We've got a whistle away, and I think we're going to have a false start on the Spartans. That's what we have.
Called against the offense, 5 yards, replay the down.
Puts the ball back to the 36-yard line. 1st down and 15. 29 seconds remaining now.
And once again,
see Tim Kutras right there, number 8, playing from his corner position. Wade now, difficult snap, looked to take off with it himself, but will be taken down by Dan Rickert. And Summit will call another timeout with 19 seconds remaining here in the second.
Well, as you mentioned right before that play, Kutras on the outside in his corner position did a really good job. I believe that was on Jonathan Myers, number 15, the wide receiver for the Spartans. Good press up front and on that 5-yard limit, and Destin Wade was looking his way and saw nothing there. Good defensive play by Kutris, and Rickard was able to go off of that and get into the quarterback for a loss with the sack. And with that penalty and the sack there, the Spartans continue to move backwards on their last-ditch effort to get on the board here at the end of the first half.
So second down and 17 now. 19 seconds to work with for these Spartans. Ball just inside their own 35-yard line. Here's Wade again, looking, firing, and picked off.
There's Kutris.
Wade's pass downfield is going to be intercepted by number 8, Tim Kutris.
So my partner called that one out. Tim Kutris with the big pickoff right there. 11 seconds remaining for Nolensville as the Knights look to hang on to this 2-point lead.
As we see here on the replay, Wade was looking for his running back, Odemegwu, who was lined up on the outside receiver spot. And Kutris showing off wheels of his own to stay with Odemegwu, keeping him in front of him. And with the little bit of an underthrown ball by Wade, Kutris keeping his eye on the ball and able to get that turnover. I know Coach Derrick, as we see there again, I mean, just a great defensive play. Coach Derrick for the Knights was speaking earlier today about his defensive secondary.
So Nolensville will eat it here with 8 seconds to go and be satisfied with a 2-point lead. 10-8 is your score as we head to halftime with this big Wilco County rivalry. The two newest schools in Williamson County, Summit and Nolensville. And we talked about it earlier, kind of a defensive battle of wills so far. So Summit will take Nolensville will take a 2-point edge into the locker room. As we take it to halftime for this WCTV Game of the Week, Michael Williams alongside Parker Hazard. We're back for second half action here in a little bit. Stay with us.
Hi everybody, this is Penny with Williamson County Animal Center, and this week we have a very special bonded pair. We have Bear and we have Onyx. That's right, Onyx. They're 7.5 years old and they are just super sweet. These guys are very playful, and as you see, they have a lot of character. They're housebroken, they're great with other dogs, they're fantastic with kids. We just aren't sure how well they would do around cats, but I always say it's in the introduction, and it just really depends on the cats and the dogs. So if you do have another dog at home, we encourage you to bring them on down and let's do a meet and greet and see if there's any chemistry. If you'd like to read more about these guys, please go to adoptwcac.org. Come on down. Hi everybody, today we're in Purr Palace, and this week's featured cat is Big Ed. Big Ed is one big dude. He is super laid back and loves playing with the feather toys. He loves to catch a feather and not quite give it back. Anyway, he gets along great with other cats. He's kind of an independent fella. He's kind of a big dude. He probably weighs about 18 pounds if I'm guessing. He's a lot of cat, so if you've got a big lap to fill and a lot of love to give, come on down and meet Big Ed. His adoption fee is waived right now with an approved application. Come on down and see us.
Back to second half action here with Summit High School and Nolensville High School for the WCTV game of the week. We are starting the third quarter between these two squads. Nolensville went into half with a 10-8 margin over Summit, and Summit set to kick it away to these Knights as they will receive it on the 25-yard line and moving it up to beyond the 35. As Henderson brings it back up for the Knights, where they will take over 1st and 10.
So, Michael, it'll be interesting to see how the Knights of Nolensville respond after going into the locker room with a little bit of momentum, tagging on 3 points to get that lead into the locker room after stopping the Summit offense with an interception. See if they can capitalize on that and keep the momentum moving forward.
So 1st and 10 from the 37-yard line. Here's Nolensville out wide with the pass, finding a little room over on that far side. Couldn't tell quite who the...
It's 13, Campbell.
So Zach Campbell picks up a gain of about 6 yards up to the 42-yard line. Again, you'll have to forgive us. We're looking at Nolensville's wonderful white uniforms, except they have those silver numbers, so it's a little difficult to make out, so we're kind of stumbling over there. As Nolensville find themselves a little bit of trouble on the pass attempt, and Gilardi will take the sack back at the 40-yard line.
Looked like good coverage from the secondary of Summit, forcing Gilardi to try to go out of the pocket, but was not able to. As 52, Zach Klaus was able to track him down and get a couple yards for a loss, bringing up a 3rd and long for the Knights.
So 3rd down and 8 from the 39-yard line. Gilardi back to pass again,
Good
snagged
pass.
out of the air beautifully by Jones. And that's enough for a 1st down. Up into Spartan territory, up to about the 47-yard line, where Nolensville will take over 1st and 10. Again, these Knights with a 2-point edge over the host Summit Spartans. See it, take it through the replay there.
Yeah, we can't say enough about Gilardi's arm strength and poise in the pocket, as we saw there on that last play, finding Jones over the middle.
Dooley finding a touch of room on that left side, crosses the 45-yard line.
But back to that last passing play, great throw and even better catch by Wesley Jones, able to snag the ball out of the air. Gilardi just showing off that arm strength, and like I said earlier, great poise in the pocket and answering the bell really well after Brandon Warden's injury. And so far so good on this first drive.
2nd down and 5 for the Knights. And we'll have a whistle away from, I think we'll have a false start. Somebody jumped for Nolensville. So Nolensville, they've been doing this tonight. They'll have a big gain and then kind of make a mistake and have to head backwards.
Yeah, it's almost like both teams are getting the ball rolling, getting in a groove, and then all of a sudden self-inflicted wounds are costing them. And with the offensive Summit and their capability, you don't want to give them more chances than they are already going to get.
So what was 2nd down and 5 now turns into 2nd down and 11. 3 receivers left. The give inside again to Dooley, dancing, weaving his way, finding a little bit of room, looking like he was stopped dead in his tracks, but he makes it up to the 40-yard line. Somebody lost a hat.
Yeah, it looked like one of the offensive linemen from the Knights lost his hat, but finally we get to see Dooley's running capability and good vision, able to go in the small gap that the offensive line was able to give him, and just showing the relentless power that he possesses, dragging the Summit defense to get them 3rd and manageable here.
So Dooley just shy of the 40-yard line. And another procedure call.
Well, Michael, you said it.
Dead ball. Procedure again called against the Knights. 5-yard penalty. It'll bring up 3rd down.
That just shows just a young, inexperienced team, so to speak, if you will, you know, being the first senior class that the Nolensville Knights have, being a new school, and that is showing its appearance right now.
3rd down and 9 now after the penalty. Under 9 minutes to go here in the second. Gilardi gets popped hard.
What a
but
pass.
Completes his pass down to number 80. That is Stayskull.
Yeah, once again, the big senior Stayskull, the outside linebacker, tight end / wide receiver threat that the Knights have. Wonderful ball by Gilardi, just floating it the perfect amount, just setting it right in the breadbasket of Stayskull, being able to move the chains, and getting close to the red zone of the Spartans.
So can Nolensville keep this drive alive and not have any more penalties this time? 1st and 10 from the Summit 26. Inside to Dooley again. Dooley will cross the 30 or the 25-yard line. Pickup of about 4 yards.
The senior linebacker, Braden Stem, in for the stop. One of those committed linebackers, senior leaders of the Spartans there in the middle of their defense.
So 2nd down and 6 now. High snap, and got a jump on it. Who's come away with it? And I think the Knights have come away with it. So if it's not a penalty, it's a bad snap. And this has got to be, this sort of thing's got to be driving Coach Paul Derrick a little batty now with his squad going forwards and backwards and forwards and backwards. That last play drove him backwards, so he's got to be looking for a positive play here this time.
Yeah, and that just goes into the self-inflicting wounds that Nolensville is getting right now. And good job by Gilardi staying with the ball and getting on top. Took a little bit of a late shot there on the ground. Good thing he's okay.
3rd down and 20 now from the 38-yard line. Gilardi to his right side, and that will be overthrown.
Looks like he had Campbell there. There on the go route on the outside. I think that was Weldon there on the coverage. Good hand fighting and no flag. Good defense there by the Spartans.
So the pass intended for Zach Campbell falls incomplete, and that'll bring up 4th down. And Nolensville, oh my goodness, they'll have to punt this away. They were on such a nice roll there. So Summit doesn't have anybody back right now.
I think they're just playing for the touchback, trying to get some pressure.
And that will definitely sail into the end zone. So Summit will take over 1st and 10 from their 20-yard line. Summit's got some work to do here on their own field. Under 7 minutes to go now in the 3rd. Trailing by 2, 10-8. Here's your score. Michael Williams here alongside Parker Hazard, WCTV game of the week. We had a 30-minute, well, about a 45-minute lightning delay there in the first half, so running a little late tonight.
Yeah, it looks like both teams are kind of shaking off the cobwebs after that long break right before halftime.
Wade now for Summit at 1st and 10 from the 20. Couple of gives inside. Finally ends up in the hands of Weldon, and he'll cross the 20-yard line, pickup of maybe 2.
Yeah, trying to get cute and confuse the Knights defense on that double give, but big 6'5", 215-pound linebacker C.J. Ware not having it. And that's the first time we're calling Ware's name. He is a potential Louisville commit.
Pickup of 1 on the play. Here's Wade, the fake give, and in trouble. And he is in bad trouble this time as Nolensville sniffs out the play and will drop Wade inside his 20-yard line for a loss on the play.
And speaking of that Louisville potential commit, Ware was able to begin the pressure on Wade. Missed him, but able to get backed up by the committee of defenders of the Knights, and big sack.
So big loss brings up 3rd down and 11 for the freshman quarterback Wade.
Got an empty backfield, maybe thinking about a design run.
And we'll have a procedure call.
Or not.
So false start or a delay we'll have on Summit. Back the Spartans up 5.
Now that's something you don't see much from the Spartans. So you'd think with this 3rd and 16 that that Coach Coleman, as you see there with a little bit of frustration, is going to put some trust in the arm of his freshman quarterback, or maybe use put it into his own judgment to whether use his legs or his arm. But we'll see here as they look to spread out the receivers.
3rd down and 16 from the 15-yard line. Wade will take it himself and run into several white uniforms right there. Across the 15-yard line, but come up short of the 20. So a short gain, and the Spartans will have to punt this one away.
Looks like that was led by the sophomore defensive lineman Zach Larkin, with C.J. Ware able to come in and deliver that last hit to secure Wade to the ground. And great defensive stand for the Knights. They're looking to stay on this end of the field after this punt, hopefully, and get good field position for their next drive.
So it looks like Sam Chapman, number 9, back to receive for Nolensville. Will call the fair catch just outside the 40-yard line. So Nolensville, the Knights, in business now. They take over 1st and 10 from about the 42-yard line. 4:22 to go in the second. Knights leading by 2, 10-8. All the scoring done, I believe, in the first quarter.
I believe Nolensville got the last
they got
their
that
field goal.
That's right.
Late in the second quarter there.
That's right. Thank you, stat man.
Well, like you said right before the break, it's been a defensive game so far. Both teams are exploiting their skills on that side.
Gallardi now inside, fakes it, and he'll be swarmed under by that Spartan defense. Dropped it midfield, and another penalty flag for some extra business.
Christian Jolly, he was in there, the first man to Gallardi, but looked like he gave him a little extra shove as he was getting up. Probably some words exchanged, and Mr. Official was not having that. And again, I mean, we're talking just the emotions on both teams. We mentioned earlier the non-region rivalry that they have, and
they threw the player out of the game.
Wow.
Can't tell who it was.
That's Christian Jolly, number 31, the senior linebacker and running back that they use in their wing tee. The quarterback of their defense, if you will.
So Jolly is tossed from the contest, and the big loss will put Nolensville down to the 35-yard line.
And that's a huge blow for the Spartans.
So that brings up 2nd down and short, and a big loss for Summit as they, again, having a difficult time to controlling their discipline on the defensive side. That's about the 3rd, maybe even the 4th personal foul penalty that we've seen on Summit tonight.
Yeah, and even Nolensville has their own couple personal foul penalties that they have, and with both teams being pretty young, just got to keep the discipline intact and the emotions. Just got to focus at the task at hand, and going to win ball game. You can't be doing that, especially losing your star defensive player.
So ticking to 4 minutes to play. Here's Dooley again on that left side. Finds an opening, and he's got the 1st down. Shoved out of bounds shy of the 20-yard line. Picks up the 1st down. So Nolensville.
You see here, Dooley able to get bounced to the outside, had good blocking up front, and Spartans are gonna be tested with their depth on the defensive side, especially the linebacking core. Gonna be missing 31 out there, and Knights looking to exploit that.
1st down and 10 for Nolensville. Again to Dooley on that left side. Finds a little room. Pickup of maybe 5 yards. He's down to the 15-yard line.
Another errant snap for the Knights, and Gallardi able to stay with it and snatch it out of the air with his left hand. And luckily, Dooley was already going that way on the sweep.
So quickly to the line are the Knights as we tick to 3 minutes to go here in the third. Second down, 5. Gallardi back to pass, looking, corner of the end zone, and knocked away at the last second. It's a good defensive play by Summit there to negate the touchdown.
He was looking for his big man, Stayskull, there in the corner of the end zone. Not a bad throw, but was in double coverage as Odumegwu and Weldon in there to break the pass off. And inside the red zone for the Knights, big third down coming up.
So Nolens will find a little breathing room right here. Third down, 5 from the 18. Again, the give to Dooley, and he tries to find a little daylight on that left side, come up a little short of the first down.
It's going to be decision time here for Coach Derrick and the Nolensville offense. They're with a 34-yard field goal there to end the first half by, I believe that was Luke Jenkins, their kicker. So where they are right now would be around the same spot as he was earlier before, but it looks like they're keeping Gallardi and the offense on the field.
So I guess you'd be looking at about a 34-yard field goal attempt here. This is ball spotted on the 17-yard line.
Well, it looks like they're trusting in this offensive line, and
so here are the Knights rolling the bones, 4th down and 2. Ball given to the outside and not happening. Summit forces Campbell out of bounds, and Summit holds on that defense, and they'll take over 1st and 10 from the 17-yard line. So a super huge hold for these Summit Spartans, trailing by 2.
Great play by Jonathan Myers, able to come from the opposite side of the field. There on the left side as Nolensville was stacked up on the right, and did like a little bit of a counter sweep to the left with Campbell, and Myers was able to beat him to that marker and get the ball back.
So 1st and 10 from the 17. Here are the Spartans now. 2:05 to go in the third. Give inside. Odumegwu spins to his outside. Makes it just across the 20-yard line. Maybe a pickup of 5 yards. Clock continues to tick away in this third quarter.
Spartans still sticking to the run game with the high faith that they have with Odumegwu. And hate to mention it again, but he's probably going to be seeing a little bit more carries now with Jolly out. See how Coleman gets guys in and out for their backfield in that wing T offense.
Wade now from that wing T. That give outside to number 7. That's Wade, Keaton Wade.
Number 7, Keaton Wade, the ball carrier for your Spartans. And across the line of
I would suspect that Keaton and Dustin are, what do you think, twin brothers, fair to say?
I'm not sure. I was just looking to guess that. They're both freshmen. I didn't know if one was an older brother or not, but that would definitely be something to look into.
I have to get our fact check team onto that one. 3rd down and short. 3rd and 1 from the 25.
Loading the box here.
Summit now inside a minute to go in this third. Here's Destin Wade, the freshman quarterback, trying to lead his team past these Nolensville Knights, and it looks like
I don't know.
his running back is going to have the first down, and now we've got another flag. And again, we'll see what happens, but it looks like somebody losing their temper down there.
Honestly, it looked like they were just falling over each other as they were getting up, but, I mean, of course, we don't know what type of words were said, but, man, just another errant discipline call by on Summit as we see Odumegwu pushing his way. We'll see if we can see what happened in this pile. Was able to get behind the guard and tackle there and got the first down.
So Summit called for unsportsmanlike. And I bet Coach Brian Coleman will have these guys in a big meeting this week, or maybe 1 or 2 big meetings this week.
Either that or they'll be very conditioned for next week's game.
Absolutely.
The result of the play is the first down. The ball will be spotted at
There's going to be some, I would suspect there's going to be some discipline learned on this Spartan squad coming up this week at practice. So the ref winds the clock. First down for Summit. Here's Odemegwu, and he's dragged down behind the line of scrimmage.
Great defensive play by big number 54 for the Knights defense. Grant Reeder, 6 foot, 240-pound defensive lineman, sophomore.
And unless Summit hurries here, I think that's going to be the last play of the third, unless Wade can get this snap off. Just does, Odemegwu. And he's bowled under as this Nolensville Knights defense is fired up now. Odemegwu dropped at the 5-yard line, and the third quarter comes to an end. So Summit, the home school here, trailing 2 points still, 10-8, as we head into the fourth quarter.
Yeah, it looks like as Odemegwu was the last player off the field to this huddle, might be a little bit winded after playing both ways the duration of this half so far. And if you're the Knights, as you said earlier, I mean, this defense is standing and answering the bell very, very well, and taking care of business on the defensive side and using the penalty woes of the Spartans to their advantage. And deep in their own red zone, in their own territory, are the Spartans. We'll see what they decide to do. Maybe just play it safe, stick to the ground, and punt the ball away, or try to get up the field for a first down. But so far, that Nolensville defense has been containing.
Well, you think about it, they've been able to move the ball a little bit, but the penalties, the big 15-yarders, have kept them from sustaining any or doing any damage to Nolensville. And Nolensville, they get going and they back up as well. So third down and 15 now for Summit from inside their own 10-yard line. Here's Wade again, the toss to Odemegwu, and runs into a stack of people there at the 10-yard line. So let's see if we can all get up and separate ourselves without a flag this time.
As we see Odemegwu being helped up by his team. A little bit of frustration and exhaustion there, it looks like. But going to your point, I mean, you're exactly right. I mean, with the penalties on both sides offensively, is forcing the defense of either team to react, and the team having to lean on that. But I feel like Nolensville is doing a great job of containing this wing T offense of Summit, and the games that I have seen Summit play, this is the first defense that is able to do that as well as they're doing.
So Summit back to kick out of their own end zone, gets it away, and fair catch called for and backed away from, and the ball will trickle out of bounds outside the 45-yard line, and Nolensville will take it over first and 10 inside Summit territory. So can this time, can the Knights find a little breathing room with a score? They're up by 2. There you see we've just started the fourth quarter.
Well, I think with a thinning defense of Summit, if you're the Knights, you're going to want to keep a healthy dose of Dooley on the ground, going north to south and just powering down the defense. And as we see that hefty-looking offensive line that Nolensville has coming out on the field, they've done a great job so far. A lot of hands on the hips for the Spartan defense. Like we mentioned earlier, a lot of two-way players. See what they can do here.
Here's Nolensville now. 2 receivers right, 1 to the left, 2 in the backfield. Here's Gallardi. The give inside and nothing doing, says Kiston Arnold, number 2, the linebacker who comes up and makes the tackle for Summit. So no gain on the play.
Yeah, it was a great looking play by Arnold, coming off of his left end position and stopping Dooley.
There you take a look at Coach Brian Coleman of Summit. Probably going to have some words to his squad about discipline next week. Here's Gallardi. rolling to his right. Got his man. His man, can't tell exactly who it is, but he's got a little daylight. He's got a first down. Zach Campbell had a big night tonight from his receiving spot. He's got the first down. He's spotted up to the 35-yard line of Summit. There he is. You see on the replay here.
Yeah, good looking play. Gallardi had his eyes on Campbell the whole time. Was able to beat that safety who was playing off of him and using that speed on the outside for the first down.
Here's Dooley inside. Crosses the 25-yard line, close to the first down. And Nolensville now finding some gas.
Yeah, I think he got it, Michael.
And they move the flags. Move the chains, rather. Flags, I've seen a lot of flags tonight.
Yeah, it's hard to tell the difference.
So 1st and 10 from the 25. Can Nolensville do something with this?
Oh.
Gallardi loses the football. And looks like a blue shirt pounced on it. Haven't seen a signal yet. Got a couple of Summit players pointing their direction.
Great shot by our cameraman on the field, able to see the middle of the scrum. As we see the fight for
And
it.
Summit has it.
Wow.
The Spartans, a big turnover.
Well, it definitely seems like they heard my analysis there before this drive. The defense able to stand tall, force a turnover, and regain possession. Got to have new life for the offense here. As Gallardi there looks like the ball just came out of his hands there as he was rearing back to throw. And great job by number 33, Braden Stem, able to hold on to that football and win the fight there in the scrum. And Spartans are in position now to get some things going.
Here's Summit now with a new opportunity. Nolensville looked to be rolling, and then the turnover. Summit takes over 1st and 10 from the 27-yard line.
Seems like if it's not a flag, it's a turnover for these offenses. And like we mentioned earlier, the defense is the name of the game, especially tonight.
Wade looking, back to pass, in trouble, rushes to his right, and he'll be swarmed under by that Nolensville defense, which has contained him really well tonight. The 9th grader.
Big number 70, the junior defensive lineman, Braden Clark, able to run Wade down, getting the angle on him, not allowing him to use his wheels and contain him inside.
So the ball spotted at the 22, no gain on the play. 2nd down and, well, a loss of 4 actually. 2nd down, 14, ball to the 22. Wade again looking, going deep across the middle, and that will be picked off. Oh, he dropped it as he hit the ground.
Look, that was Wesley Jones there hawking the ball down. And Wade had big number 12, Caleb Jolly there with the one-on-one coverage as we see a good-looking ball from Wade. Just overthrown a little bit, and man, I bet Wesley Jones would love to have that play back.
So brings up 3rd down, 14. Here's Odemegwu. And crosses the 20-yard line for a slight gain. So the Spartans unable to do anything with the turnover. There you see the pass again as the ball sails into the darkness. And Nolensville unable to come away with it.
Yeah, it looked like Wade had Odemegwu a little bit more on the outside, but was chose to go to Jolly, and overthrew it or forced a punt now.
Summit back to kick, 6:30 or 8:29 to go, sorry.
Good
Sixes
punt.
sometimes look like 8s. And a nice Spartan roll, and the ball rolls out of bounds at the 35-yard line of Nolensville. So the Knights, again with an opportunity. You got to think, Parker Hazard, that somebody is going to land a haymaker here before it's all said and done.
Yeah, I'd be very surprised if this game ends up being 10-8 in favor of the Knights. And I can't say enough of how well the defense of the Knights have been containing Odemegwu in this wing T offense of Summit. Odemegwu, last week with 84 yards only on 5 attempts, and he's not been able to get anything going tonight. And just kudos to that Knights defense, and like you said, we'll see if the offense can get something moving and stay moving forward without going back.
1st and 10 from the Nolensville 36. The give to Dooley. Finds a little space on that right side and pushes through, crosses the 40-yard line. Maybe a pickup of 5 yards on the play. Spot the ball right at the 40, so pickup of 4. 2nd down and 6 for the Nolensville Knights.
John Casey able to get that shoestring tackle, on Dooley as he was looking to catch the corner.
It might be Dooley, number 15, who lands the haymaker for Nolensville. He's had his opportunities. He's got it again, up the middle, and
Good
met
play
by that Summit defense. He crosses the 40-yard line.
Looks like Max Meeker there delivering that final hit. Yeah, like you say, it could be Dooley, but as well that the Gallardi, sophomore quarterback, filling in the shoes like we said earlier, and so far doing a really good job. Campbell and Dooley himself and Kutris there on the outside for his receiving corps, keeping them in the game. As long as they get rid of those penalties, who knows what could happen for this haymaker that we're looking for.
Here's Nolensville now. 3rd down and 3. 3 receivers right. Gallardi looking. Got his man. 1st down for Nolensville as the Knights cross midfield. Help us out, Parker. Who was the receiver there?
Honestly, I wasn't able to pick it out. I think it was number 1.
I think that was Jones. Wesley Jones on the reception. Confirmed by the PA announcer. So 1st and 10, Nolensville to the 47-yard line. 7:15 to go. Nolensville maintaining this 2-point edge over the host Summit Spartans. Can they hang on? Got a new set of downs to work with. Dooley again. And
Ooh.
Nothing doing, met by the linebacker for Nolensville, or for Summit rather.
Wow. Looks like that was Jalen Hurwood laying the wood on Dooley. And as he's going off the field, actually, maybe that wasn't Dooley. Let's see here on the play. Dooley takes the inside give, and Herod just coming in and laying a great hit, good clean hit on him. And I think, it was Dooley's helmet that came off, so he will miss this play. But good
So
stuff.
2nd down and 11 for Nolensville. The roll by Gallardi, and had it for a second did Zach Campbell, but in and out of his hands. And that'll bring up 4th down.
Yeah, just a
Brings
little
up 3rd down, excuse me.
Just a little bit of a high throw from Gallardi, forced out to his left, throwing across his body, and good press by the front of the Spartans.
3rd down and 11 for the Spartans from the 48-yard line of Summit. Gallardi back to throw across the middle. It's got his man. And Nolensville picks up another 1st down. The receiver on the play, Wesley Jones.
Another dart from Gallardi. I'm really impressed with this kid's arm. And like we've mentioned before, just the poise in the pocket, able to get the ball out of his hands fairly quickly as well, as we saw in that last play, converting the 1st down.
Here's Nolensville now. 1st down and 10, new set of downs from the Summit 36. High snap. Give inside to Dooley, and not much doing. Again, as Herod comes up and makes the hit.
Yeah, he's definitely Herod. I'm sorry, kid. I'm not very good at pronouncing that name. I had problems with it a couple weeks ago, but definitely coming in and showing great deal of effort as the blow from the defense from earlier, and great job.
No gain on the play. 2nd down and 10 from the 36. Again to Dooley to the right side, looking for some room, and strung out nicely by Summit as they chase him out of bounds. Again, a very short gain. Brings up 3rd down.
And for the 3rd play on the road, Jalen Herod, I think I got his name right finally, forcing him out of bounds. clock is running for the Knights, so would like to pick up this first down and continue to move the clock and not give the Spartans the ball with as much time as we have now, just under 5 minutes. I was going to say, I'm wondering why the
clock
stopped.
wasn't running. So I guess we've got a timeout, Nolensville. Just under 5 minutes to go in the ball game. Again, 2-point edge by Nolensville. We are at the Battle of the Woods next week. Brentwood at Ravenwood.
That should be a great game.
Big matchup there. I think this will be the first time that the WCTV crew has been to Ravenwood. I think it'll be my first game ever at Ravenwood, believe it or not.
Yeah, I don't believe I haven't been to Ravenwood either to call a game myself. I know coming into the night, Ravenwood was one of the final 2 undefeated teams in the county as they faced Page tonight, who was also undefeated. I'm not sure the score. Maybe we can get that after a while, but Battle of the Woods is always one of those marquee games on everybody's calendar each year.
So 2 weeks from now, we'll see this Nolensville crew again as Brentwood will take on the Knights at their house. And then to close out the month, Centennial at Franklin.
As we see there, Williamson County's finest. Here tonight, helping us out, keeping everybody safe with our lightning delays and able to give us good information on the restart time. So we appreciate you guys down there.
Wilco's finest. 5:06 to go here in the ball game. 3rd and 10 for Nolensville. Gallardi rolling to his left, firing just out of the reach of his receiver.
Pass play is incomplete.
That was-
To number 8, Tim Kutris.
So Kutris, the intended receiver.
About at the 36-yard line.
Now, once again, it would look like a design rollout to the left across Gallardi's body, and that's twice he's kind of been affected by that with his throw. Interesting to see here, Michael. Luke Jenkins has had a couple good-looking punts, again, as we see no receiver back for the Spartans.
So quick kick before Nolensville and a nice punt.
Wow.
And down, I believe that's inside the 5-yard line, where either the player knocked it dead or it rolled out of bounds. I couldn't quite tell. Regardless, Summit's got some work to do now as they are stuck deep in their own territory with 4:53 to go.
Yeah, it's a good idea, keeping it low and hawking the sidelines was Jenkins, and good coverage downfield by the gunners of the Knights. And I think regardless whether or not they touched it dead, I think it was going out of bounds. So great punt by Jenkins, and forcing the hand of Summit's offense from starting in their own, close to their own end zone.
So the ball spotted about the 3-yard line for Summit. Refs get into place, and I think we're ready to play ball. 4:53 to go. Here's Wade now, the freshman, right at his own goal line. That give inside to Odomegwu, loses the football.
Ball's out.
And I think they're going to call him down as Odomegwu makes it to about the 5.
Yeah, it looked like he had already stopped. We'll see here for sure on this replay as Jones was able to make the first hit. Now, I'm not sure. Can't really tell from the angle.
I think that ball was coming out.
Yeah, his rear end wasn't on the ground yet.
Exactly. I think that was the refs may have overlooked that one.
As you see there, his right arm kind of fished out wide to the right, and the ball spit out right as he hit the ground. So
2nd down and 9. Here's Odomegwu again, and look to find a little bit of daylight before Nolensville able to shut the door on him before he reaches the 10-yard line. Under 4 minutes to go now.
Odomegwu dodging the bullet on that potential fumble there, and had a good 7-yard gain off that last run. Big defensive play for the Knights here. Sorry, Michael.
That's all right. So 3rd down and 4. Here's Summit. Wade rolling to his left, looking in trouble. And will be dropped, loses the football, and Nolensville. The Knights, do they have it?
They do.
And the Knights do have it. So a huge break for Nolensville with 3:25 to go.
Right on cue. I was going to say I'd be interested to see if Wade actually was attempting to pass this ball, as we see him holding it away from his body. And no, it was knocked out. Was not able to make contact with the number of the Knights defensive player to knock the ball loose, but great play. And once again, the Knights defense answering to the offensive attack of the Spartans, and best opportunity of the night for the Knights to score.
So the ball spotted on the 9-yard line of Summit. 3:25 to roll, and here's Dooley up close to the 5-yard line, a very short game. You gotta wonder there, Parker Hazard. Summit lost a key defensive player to an ejection earlier in the game, and that looks to have maybe deflated this Summit squad a little bit.
Yeah, definitely, and he's also one of those backs in the wing T backfield for the Spartans that has been able to keep the workload off of Odemegwu, and I think that has started to show its effect.
Second down goal for Nolensville, and Dooley again stacked up, but
yeah, it looks like a healthy dose of running here from the Knights, trying to run this clock out, and scoring here could potentially put this game away.
A-OK for Nolensville as the clock continues to tick away. We are at 2:20 to go in the ball game. Couple of downs to work with now has Summit.
And if you're a Summit defense, you're really looking to get a turnover of your own here and give yourself a chance, as the Knights look like they ran the play clock down to get the timeout, so using that clock to their advantage.
So inside 2 minutes to go, we're at 1:59 to go in the ball game. Nolensville again, third down and goal. They just forced the turnover from Summit, recovered the ball inside their own 10-yard line, maintaining this 10-8 advantage over the host Spartans.
And after this game, Michael, both of these teams are going to be going into a healthy dose of region play. Looking ahead for Summit, they're going to be at Columbia next week, and then after that at the current undefeated Page Patriots, and then they're Franklin County and Shelbyville as the 4 straight region games, and then they're going to travel to Centennial, your beloved Cougars, there to face the it's 5A, correct? Or are they 5A?
Cougars are 5A this year.
Okay, and then they'll end out their season at Lincoln County. And as for the Knights, they have a region game next week at Lawrence County, and then they're going to have Brentwood at home. So I believe we will be there for that game, as you said. And then at Tullahoma, hosting Lincoln County, at Maplewood, and then Marshall County to round off their season and region play. But right now, big third down for the Knights. As it
So
looks
third
like
and goal, we've got receivers spread out to the left. Dooley in the backfield. Going to his right, fading in the corner and knocked away. Receiver looking for the interference call.
I don't think he's going to get it. I just think that was great defensive play by John Casey. The one-on-one coverage, forcing what looks to be a field goal attempt from the Knights. The personnel change. And you know, Michael, that's an interesting call as we see the pass here. Not a bad looking throw. Yeah, I don't see any interference there, just good play.
I think he would have been out of the end zone anyway had he come up with the catch. So on to try the field goal attempt. Straight and true. So Jenkins The unusual score, 13-8.
You know, Michael, that was an interesting call on that last play by the Knights. You know, after running the play clock down to 0 to call that timeout with the game clock running out to their advantage, trying not to give the Spartans much time to work with the ball, but minute 48 left, passing on that third down play, and with it becoming incomplete, stopping the clock and giving the Spartans plenty of time. And if they find the end zone, they will find what seems to be potential victory with this game. So that Knights defense, who has been very, very strong this second half, the entire second half, not letting the Spartans get anything done downfield. They're going to be put to one more final test as the Spartans head onto the field, and they are looking for a spark from this offense. And very, very, very intriguing game so far tonight, and looks to be a spectacular finish too. Could have come down probably to the last play.
No.
So to speak.
45-year-old song, and these kids know every single word. I love it. 1:48 to go, the short kickoff. Rogers will collect it at about the 15. Looking for some daylight. Got a little daylight. And still on his feet. And across his midfield as the Summit crowd erupts. And Rogers gives his squad great field position inside the 45-yard line with 1:38 to go.
First time that we've called Hunter Rogers' name tonight, I believe. And he made the most of it. Seeing nothing to the right side, going to the left, finding the hole that his return team made for him and refusing to go down. What a relentless return as number 3 for the Knights, Colby Anderson, was able to bring him down.
Here's Summit now, 1:38 to go in the ball game. Wade looking in trouble, flush from the pocket. He'll take off the ninth grader. He's got the first down, maybe a little more, and he's up to the 20.
Stayed in bounds, Michael. The clock's going to continue to go after these chains are moved.
So the Summit crowd, not much to cheer about as you check out Wade here on the replay. The ninth grader showing his wheels.
He's finally able to show those wheels, as you said, on his run option, and big play.
1:28 to go in the ball game. Summit now from their 20-yard line. Wade got his man. Rogers inside the 10-yard line. So referee winds the clock.
They calling it a first. Okay, it is a first down. I was wondering why the clock stopped.
First and goal for the Spartans. 1:11 to go. Here's Wade again. Receivers left and right. He'll take it himself. And a short gain, close to the 5-yard line. And
it's a good stop by Dan Rickett.
Coach Paul Derrick will take a timeout. Coach Brian Coleman for Summit will take the timeout. We've got a charged crowd here. They had a lot of chill time there in the second quarter with that 45-minute lightning delay. We're approaching 10 o'clock on Friday night. Second down 7 with a minute to go. And can these Summit Spartans snatch victory from the jaws of defeat, Parker Hazard?
Well, as you said earlier, you know, this crowd of Summit coming to life after that break, not having much to cheer for, and the momentum that their offense is having, freshman Wade leading his offense down the field after the big Rogers return off the kickoff. And if it wasn't for Rickett's tackle there for the Knights on that last play, I believe that Wade might have found the end zone. But, man, I really couldn't have pictured a better ending to this game with how kind of stationary it was to begin with. Great atmosphere, as you mentioned, and I'm digging it.
1:01 to go. Second and goal for Summit now. Can this Nolensville defense hold for a couple more plays that give outside to Odemegwu? Met hard.
Wow.
And the Nolensville man lost his hat.
Big
Ball
stop.
down at the 6-yard line, brings up 56 seconds to go. And again, Spartans call a timeout.
Looked like a little hold there on the front end, but big number 70 with that leading hit. Clark losing his helmet.
So Braden Clark, the big D lineman, 6'1", 252, an 11th grader. Closed the door quickly on Odemegwu there.
Yeah, that big defensive front of the Knights are exploiting the smaller offensive line of the Spartans, which is regards to Odemegwu's slow night tonight. But even on that last play, I mean, there's 3 guys from the Knights in the backfield. As we see a very, very animated Brian Coleman in the middle of the Spartans huddle. Didn't look like he had much to say, but whatever it was,
it was loud.
It was loud, and it got his guys ready to go.
So 3rd down and goal, 56 seconds to go here in the ball game. Can Summit pull out this victory? 13-8 is your score.
Obviously 4-down territory here, Michael.
Wade now under center. The give out to Odemegwu. He looks to throw it
and
overthrows his man. Number 33. That was intended for Braden Stern, or Stem rather. And
wow,
the Spartans now down to their last opportunity.
That was the play, Michael. That was it right there. That was your game-winning play. Great call, and Odemegwu unfortunately just sailed it a little bit. Well, here's your game, folks.
So 51 seconds to go. Spartans trailing 13-8. Last chance. They look to the side, and Coach Coleman will call it his last timeout.
Yeah, that's his 3rd and final timeout, which only means that this play is even bigger. Because if you don't get it, less than a minute to play, Nolensville, all they have to do is take a knee in that victory formation and take it home to Nolensville with the victory. So looks like Coach Coleman has got his coordinators and position coaches in the huddle to draw up this play, and anxiously awaiting and hopefully for a positive outcome. Knights defense, one more stop, which they have had a lot of them tonight. And with just looks like a little bit less than 5 yards to go for pay dirt for the Spartans. We'll see what they decide to do after a running back pass.
So final instructions now. Coach Coleman giving to his crew. Ball spotted on the 6-yard line. This is his squad's last chance. 51 seconds to play. The freshman Wade, the quarterback for Summit, looks to roll left, in trouble, and sacked! Taken down. Nolensville, a huge defensive effort. And it looks like with 44 seconds to play after the sack, the Knights will come away with this huge victory.
We see on the play here, I believe, and it is, as I see as it's slower here, big number 80, Stayskool, the senior leader of that defense, coming in huge, eluding his block, and not allowing Wade to find anybody in the end zone for his pass. And like you said, looks like that is ensuring the victory for the Knights. Not sure what the the break on the field is. We got some pens on paper are the officials.
So with 42 seconds remaining, it looks like Nolensville can just sit on it. Ball spotted at the 18-yard line.
Yeah, I think they're only going to have to kneel it once, maybe twice, I think, with the play clock.
So some disappointed coaches for Summit walking off the field.
And you know Coach Coleman's upset with those self-inflicting penalties that I think it's safe to say that cost them the game tonight.
So Gallardi drops to the knee, and that will set the clock in motion. And play clock and game clock about even. So I don't know that Nolensville will have to take another snap. I don't think they will. And players shaking it up off the field, and that'll do it, absolutely. So 16 seconds, we count it down, 15. Nolensville, the new school, over the next to the newest school, will take the 13-8 victory as time winds down. 3, 2, and 1. Nolensville has their third victory of the year.
Big victory as well.
So that'll do it for the WCTV game of the week. Michael Williams alongside Parker Hazard. Great time tonight, great game tonight. Join us next week, next Friday. The Battle of the Woods, Brentwood at Ravenwood. Your final score tonight from Summit High School. Nolensville comes away with a victory, 13-8. Parker Hazard and all our great crew with the WCTV team. Thanks so much for joining us. Have a great weekend. See you next Friday.